Good evening, everyone. This is the tech check portion of the show, so feel free to skip ahead about a minute or two while we get this all sorted out. I am just making sure everything is working on my end.
Influential figures in tech, Elon has consistently warned us about the potential dangers AI could bring. Recently,
All right. It seems like everything is working. Good, there we go. That's actually one of the easiest setups I've had in quite some time. Okay, now we just need to make sure I stop getting that echo, and we need to find the pads that make it a little less echoey, which will improve the sound quality overall for everyone. Good evening, everyone. I am the Mad Computer Scientist. If you are new to the stream, please take a minute to like, comment, and subscribe. If you do subscribe, be sure to hit the notification bell so you will always receive updates. And I'd like to point out that right now we are 10 subscribers away from hitting 256, which you all know is 2 to the 8th power. I also have something of a minor personal milestone today that I achieved, and I actually managed to finish the new Duolingo math course, or at least as many courses as they have. I was a bit disappointed with it because it wasn't all that challenging, or at least it wasn't more challenging than just trying to make sure that I needed to do mental math. If you can sit down with a calculator, most people with decent math skills should be able to do it in about a day. And if Duolingo let you skip the last courses in any unit, you could probably do it even faster. Unfortunately, Duolingo does not let you do that. And keep in mind that Duolingo also has a music course now, although it's primarily a language learning app. Now, on this channel, we like to discuss math, computer science, and technology topics that are of interest to me. We're also going to move the microphone over a little more just so it gets the pickup it needs to get, and so it's closer to my mouth. And I cannot get what I am looking for out of there, but we'll use this one over here. All right. There we go. So, tonight we're going to take a look at a video that features Elon Musk and Tucker Carlson. Now, full disclosure, I don't like either of these people, if anyone needed to guess. However, I also think a lot of people are calling Elon stupid, which I don't necessarily think he is. I just think he has an undeserved reputation as a genius, especially a tech genius. And if Twitter has shown us anything, it's that Elon Musk does not know anything about computer science and computer technology. With that being said, let's get into what we're going to be watching tonight. And let me go over to StreamYard so I can see if anyone's chatting, which should include both the live feed and the top chat. And before I do that, let's actually make sure I'm sharing the screen, because that is something all streamers do, whether they like to admit it or not. Give me a second here and we will get that set up. Looks like we should be good. And here we go.
Elon laid out some chilling possibilities about AI that left Carlson visibly shaken. You could see the gears turning as Elon painted a picture of a future where AI could pose serious threats to humanity. But what did Elon say that had Carlson looking so rattled? And why does he believe that AI might be more dangerous than anything we've faced before? Part 1.
Because he doesn't know what he's talking about? Now, he might actually have a valid point here. I don't know.
1. The meeting of minds.
I'm sorry you couldn't see me facepalm on that one, but I do not know if any minds met in this particular interview.
You know, Elon Musk is no stranger to big conversations, especially when it comes to AI. He's been sounding the alarm on artificial intelligence for years, but there's something about this recent chat with Tucker Carlson that really made people sit up and pay attention. Picture this: two influential guys sitting down to talk about...
I don't think Tucker Carlson is that influential anymore. His power has been declining ever since he got fired from Fox News. And no one really watches his Twitter show other than Elon Musk fanboys.
the future of technology. and how it might just be humanity's biggest threat. It's kind of like watching two titans of their fields come together, each bringing his own unique perspective. And honestly,
Um, what field is Musk a titan of? And for that matter, what field is Tucker a titan of? I was going to say that they're both laughingstocks at this point, but they're billionaires and I'm not.
it sounds like Carlson walked away
Sorry. Musk is a billionaire, Tucker is a millionaire.
from that conversation a little spooked, all thanks to Musk's no-nonsense take on AI. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly did Elon Musk say to rattle Tucker Carlson? I mean, Carlson's not exactly known for being easily
I'm sure given everything he's told us on Twitter, it was extremely intelligent and didn't cause me to facepalm whatsoever.
swayed, right? He's got this confident, sometimes confrontational style, and he's used to asking the tough questions. But when it comes to AI, Musk has a way of
Good evening, Aunt Jer. I think this is going to be a comedy, but let's actually see if they do have anything intelligent to say.
framing things that can make even the most skeptical person think twice.
Not from what I've seen has Musk ever made me think twice about anything. I think if he had simply kept his mouth shut, everyone would still think he's a genius.
It's like he pulls back the curtain on a world that feels both thrilling and terrifying at the same time. So Carlson's initial curiosity quickly turned into genuine concern.
And let's go back to that for a second. We need to go ahead a little bit.
Twice. It's like he pulls back the curtain on a world that feels both thrilling and terrifying at the same time.
We're
So
going to see-
Carlson's
Okay, that's the face I was looking for. That is exactly the face I make when listening to anything Tucker Carlson or Elon Musk say.
initial curiosity quickly turned into genuine concern. Musk laid it all out there, sparing no details about why AI could potentially lead us down a very dangerous path if we're not careful. To understand why Musk's warnings hit so hard, it helps to look at his history with AI. This isn't some new obsession for him. He's been on this train for years. Way back, he co-founded OpenAI because he believed that AI's development needed.
I don't think that's actually true. Give me a second while we fact check the claim that Musk founded OpenAI. I don't think he's one of the co-founders. I know he's one of the co-founders of PayPal. But let's see if this claim is true. Okay, apparently he is one of the co-founders of OpenAI.
To be transparent and accessible. He wanted to ensure that this incredibly powerful technology wasn't just
Welcome to the stream tonight, Aries. I do not think this is AI, but it may very well be.
controlled by a few powerful hands. Musk has always been a little wary of what AI could become, and as he's delved deeper into the tech world, his concerns have only grown. He even founded Neuralink, which aims to connect the human brain with AI, almost as if
And that shows his concern with AI? Creating an AI human interface, or what he's hoping to be? Musk is nowhere near achieving that. I'm sorry, but Neuralink is decades away from being viable for anything involving AI. It might be helpful for people with disabilities, but there are other companies that are far ahead of Musk that are doing far better work.
he's trying to find a way for us to keep up with the machines he's so worried about. What's fascinating is that Musk doesn't just see AI as this cool, futuristic tool. For him, it's a double-edged sword. He's made it clear that while AI could revolutionize industries and improve lives, it could just as easily spiral out of control.
And let's be clear, what Musk most wants out of AI is to replace his workforce with workers he doesn't have to pay. That is what most corporate CEOs want out of AI, and they're not going to get it. What they're going to find pretty soon is they're going to have to hire a lot of tech workers back because, well, AI in its current state is a valuable productivity tool. It cannot replace workers because there needs to be a human there to sort out what information is false from what is true.
And pose a serious threat to humanity. That's why he's been pushing for regulations on AI, even though that's a pretty unpopular stance in the tech world. I mean, who wants rules when they're on the brink of potentially world-changing innovations, right? But
I definitely want rules on AI. I think most people understand that computer scientists can't continue their mad scientist ways they've done for decades. I think they're starting to understand what they do has broad social implications. I don't think Musk does.
Musk doesn't care about being popular.
Well, that's certainly true, because if he concerned himself with being popular, he wouldn't say half the stuff he does on Twitter. But this is also not really taking into account Musk's personality, where he seems to need admiration.
He cares about humanity's future. When Musk sat down with Carlson, it wasn't just another interview. It felt more like a
Can we please get to the bit where he's going to sit down with Carlson and not continue this repetitive loop you seem to be in?
wake-up call. The topics they covered went way beyond the usual tech talk. Musk brought up AI's ability to manipulate information, deceive people, and ultimately
Well, Musk would be an expert in manipulating information.
potentially control aspects of our lives that we haven't even thought about yet. He painted a picture of a future where AI could outsmart us in ways we can't even imagine. And he wasn't just talking about robots taking over jobs or AI creating art. He was talking about real existential threats.
AI creating art isn't outsmarting us. It's just doing things faster than we can do it. And as someone pointed out a long time ago, the current trend of AI is not about letting the unskilled access. It's not about letting the skilled access money. It's about letting the unskilled CEO access talent without having to pay money.
Threats. One of the things Musk emphasized was the idea of the singularity. It's this theoretical point in time when AI will surpass human intelligence. Imagine a machine that's smarter than all of humanity combined, and that keeps learning at a pace we can't keep up with. It sounds like science fiction, but Musk has made it clear that he thinks this could happen within our lifetime.
And he's quoting the ideas of someone I personally don't agree with, although I do need to read the book that was recently re-released about the singularity.
And when he explained this to Carlson, you could almost feel the weight of those words sinking in.
I don't care about you describing the interview. I want to see the interview. How about we get to that, okay?
Carlson, who's usually infrastructure, almost impossible to shut down. A creation that starts off under our control but quickly becomes something we can't contain.
Oh, great. This isn't the
It's
actual
both
interview,
fascinating
it's
and
just I'm
terrifying to
commenting on
think
it.
about, and Carlson seemed visibly shaken by the thought. The conversation wasn't all doom and gloom, though. Musk also talked about some of the incredible things AI could do for us.
All right.
He mentioned medical
not
advancements
interested in
like
hearing you
AI-powered
recap
diagnostics that could detect
this
diseases
god-awful
earlier than ever
interview.
before. He also talked about how AI could help us tackle climate change by analyzing complex data and
How is AI going to help us tackle climate change when AI climate centers are one of the contributors to climate change, especially in areas where water is scarce? A lot of these data centers require a lot of water for cooling. What we need to do is get the AI companies to scale down their operations and stop thinking we need large machines to do AI. We need new technologies that can do the AI on smaller computing machines.
finding patterns that human researchers might miss. But even as he discussed these potential benefits, he kept coming back to the risks. It's like he couldn't ignore the shadow that looms over all the good AI could bring. One of the things that seemed to really resonate with Carlson was Musk's belief that we need a global approach to AI regulation. Musk argued that no single country should control AI because
And who do you want to regulate it, Musks? Because I don't trust you farther than I can kick you.
its implications are
You have to have someone that isn't you regulating it, and it can't be corporations.
too vast and far-reaching. He pointed out that AI doesn't recognize borders. If one country develops a super-intelligent AI, it could impact people all over the world. Musk suggested that, ideally, there should be an international body dedicated to overseeing AI development, much like the way nuclear weapons are regulated. It's a bold idea, but Musk is nothing if not bold. By the end of the conversation, it was clear that Musk had left a mark on Carlson. You could see
Oddly enough, I agree with that idea, so I don't think Musk came up with it.
it in his eyes, the way he leaned back in his chair, maybe even a little stunned. Musk had peeled back the layers of what AI could mean for the future, and Carlson seemed to be seeing it in a whole new.
I don't think he did. I think someone just wrote a propaganda script and put a video through, and this is probably indication that Aries was right. I was hoping we'd get to see the actual video, not something commenting on how amazing Tucker Carlson and Elon Musk are.
New light. It's rare to see Carlson visibly rattled, but Musk's words had a way
Oh, it's pretty easy to see Tucker visibly rattled. It's also pretty easy to see him get angry. Have you ever watched a show?
of cutting through. He wasn't just presenting a hypothetical scenario. He was laying out a very real possibility that could affect us all. And honestly, that's what makes Musk such a compelling figure.
If he's laying out a possibility, it's a hypothetical scenario because it's not something that has happened. It's something that could happen, and that makes it hypothetical.
In the tech world, he's not afraid to ask the hard questions and confront uncomfortable truths. He's seen as a maverick.
He is not afraid to post stupid memes on Twitter that have no bearing to any reality whatsoever or manipulate misinformation just to make sure people vote for the candidates he wants them to.
Someone who's willing to push boundaries and challenge norms. But he's also someone who genuinely seems to care about the future of humanity. When Musk
Oh, for heaven's sakes. I don't know how anyone can pay attention to Musk's Twitter account and thinks he cares about the future of humanity. I think the only person's future he's concerned about is Elon Musk. He wants to be remembered as the genius everyone else thought he was like 3 years ago.
talks about AI, it's not just about the technology, it's about the people. He's not here to sell you on a product or make you feel safe and cozy. He's here to wake you up, to make you.
Well, to be fair, sometimes it's hard to tell. Given the time I've had to do this, I didn't have time to scan through it properly. And I wish YouTube would make it easier to filter out AI content.
You think, and if you're Tucker Carlson, maybe even to make you a little scared. Part 2, the revelations. Elon Musk's AI predictions that left Tucker Carlson shocked. Elon Musk had Tucker Carlson on the edge of his seat, and honestly, you can't really blame him. AI
Oh, I don't think he did.
is one of those topics that can go from exciting to terrifying in the blink of an eye, especially when Musk starts unpacking all the dark possibilities. Now, let's dive deeper into what Musk told Carlson that really seemed to shake him up.
Actually, what's more terrifying to me is that people still listen to Elon Musk, and he has a large platform that he controls.
This wasn't just about hypothetical risks or futuristic scenarios. Musk was talking about real dangers that could emerge sooner than we think. One of the
No, he wasn't. The problem is, what Musk was actually doing, even according to the script, was trying to divert attention away from the real dangers, which are CEOs like Musk taking us further down the road to a cyberpunk dystopia where there are too many workers trying to apply for too few jobs, thus further increasing the gap between the wealthy and the poor, and of course, making it more necessary for things like universal basic income, which Musk and many people like him oppose.
The key moments that stuck with me was when Musk started describing just how far AI has already come. Most people think of AI in terms of Siri, or maybe those targeted ads that pop up online, but Musk was talking about a whole different level of AI. He explained to Carlson that we're already seeing AI that can learn, adapt, and even deceive in ways.
Yes, we already know this. Machine learning is something most people know about.
That sound almost human. And it's not just about making life easier. It's about how these AI systems could start making decisions that impact our lives in ways we can't predict or control. It's like a snowball rolling downhill. It starts small, but before you know it,
AI is not as much of a black box as people think it is. We know how these algorithms work. We can do this by hand and come up with these predictions, as far as I know. It would take a long time, though. It's just statistics and linear matrix algebra. Someone who knows how to do those things can make the same predictions ChatGPT would make, especially if they have access to the algorithm. It's not as much of a black box as people think it is.
you've got an avalanche. Musk pointed out that AI can already outperform humans in some pretty complex tasks. Take the AI systems that are now.
Computers have always been able to outperform humans in some tasks because we designed them to be able to do it. They can do math much faster than us. They can do other forms of computation much faster than us, like spell check a document.
Now playing video games at a superhuman level, or the ones that can diagnose diseases more accurately than doctors. Those are impressive achievements, no doubt. But Musk wasn't celebrating. Instead, he was warning about what happens when AI's capabilities extend beyond what we designed them for. He mentioned that there are AIs being developed that can write their own code, improving themselves without any human intervention.
Oh, for heaven's sakes. Musk, if you're going to be interested in AI, read Turing's original paper, especially the section on Leda Lovelace's objection. The idea that computers can behave in ways that are unpredictable was something Turing did account for.
That's the kind of stuff that gives you chills. Musk said it's only a matter of time before these AI systems can start to make decisions we can't reverse. And Carlson, he looked like he was genuinely processing this information for the first time. He's usually
And that's why we shouldn't let AI systems make decisions.
got this tough, skeptical look, but Musk's words seemed to be breaking.
I'm not even a big fan of having just programs that just do Boolean checks to see if resumes hit certain keywords decide whether or not someone's resume gets looked at. I think that's contributing in large portion to the perceived worker shortage. I don't think there's really a worker shortage. I think companies are just filtering too many qualified candidates out because the settings are too high. Yes, Titan, he actually did do
You could
that.
almost see him picturing a world where AI systems are making decisions that could affect millions of people and there's no off switch. I mean, think about it. What if an AI running critical infrastructure suddenly decides to make changes without consulting humans? It sounds like something out of a movie, but Musk was deadly serious. Then Musk took it a step further by talking about AI's potential to manipulate us. He explained how AIs are already capable of generating realistic
I wonder why Musk might be concerned about manipulating people in a way he doesn't approve of.
images, videos, and even voices. You might have heard of deepfakes, where people's faces are swapped into videos they were never in. Musk explained that as this technology improves, we could face a future where it's impossible
Deepfakes aren't even an AI technology. I agree that they're a concern, but you don't need AI to do them.
to tell what's real from what's fake. Imagine not being able to trust your own eyes or ears. For Carlson, this seemed to be one of those light bulb moments. He leaned in and you
And neither of these two people should trust their own brain.
could tell he was starting to grasp the full scope of what Musk was saying.
I highly doubt Musk or Tucker were starting to grasp anything. Tucker is just an heiress who managed to find a sinecure of a job where he could at least pretend he's a productive member of society. He did it by spreading right-wing propaganda and Christian nationalism.
It wasn't just about rogue robots or sci-fi scenarios. It was about AI's ability to reshape reality itself. Musk painted a pretty unsettling
AI is not going to reshape reality. And again, I think Musk was trying to deflect from what the actual concerns most people have about AI are.
picture of how AI could be used in propaganda. Imagine AI being used to create fake news stories.
The problem is it's so hard to tell sometimes what is AI and what is not. But thousands, I don't think so. I think YouTube knows by now I have a penchant for tornado videos. I've gotten a lot of shipwreck videos for some reason, can't remember why. And also, this is Mad Computer Scientist, not Porpoise.
Complete with fabricated videos and audio that seem 100% real. He explained that this could be used to manipulate public opinion, sway elections, or even incite violence. And because AI can learn and adapt, it would get better and better at this over time. It's one thing to read about misinformation on the internet, but
Can AI adapt? No, it can't. Not in the way you're thinking of. We can get better information out of programs like ChatGPT, but the problem is the way ChatGPT works is it's always going to give the wrong answer sometimes.
Musk was saying that with AI, this could reach a whole new level. Carlson's face said it. All this wasn't the kind of threat you can just brush off. It was as if Musk had opened a door to a world Carlson hadn't even considered, and it wasn't a comforting view. And then came the part that seemed to really hit Carlson.
I'm sorry, are you trying to convince me Tucker Carlson thought? I have a hard time believing that.
Hard. Musk started talking about AI's potential role in global conflicts. He mentioned that AI could be used to hack into systems, destabilize.
Actually, this is an interesting thing that could be going on, but this isn't what I worry about with AI. I worry more about police agencies and militaries using facial recognition, a form of AI technology, to take out bad guys. Facial recognition does not have a 100% success rate.
Economies or even control military operations. Imagine a world where AI is in charge of launching missiles or directing drones. Musk didn't mince words. He said that if AI falls,
We already have had drones that use AI technology, as I was bringing up with facial recognition. This is the sort of story that made me think maybe the ban on killer robots wasn't as ridiculous as it seemed before. Not that people are perfect when it comes to determining that a drone is hitting the right target, but at least if someone is there behind a button, you can hold the person accountable. It's kind of hard to hold an algorithm accountable.
into the wrong hands, it could be more dangerous than nuclear weapons. Think about that for a second. We've spent decades trying to prevent nuclear warfare, but here's Musk saying that AI could be an even bigger threat. Carlson's eyes widened at this point. He's a guy who's seen a lot, but Musk's comparison clearly took him by surprise. Musk wasn't just talking about bad actors getting their hands on AI either. He explained that even well-intentioned uses of AI could spiral out of control. For example, an AI designed to defend a country could decide that the best way to do that is to launch a preemptive strike.
Thank you for reminding me of the plot of the terrible movie I, Robot. I certainly did not want to compare that to the actual collection of short stories that Isaac Asimov wrote, and the fact that Isaac Asimov stories don't seem to make really good movies, although I have enjoyed Foundation on Apple TV.
Or an AI managing financial markets might make decisions that trigger a global economic meltdown. The possibilities are endless.
And I can't imagine that People, all on their own, have ever made decisions that triggered a financial meltdown. But maybe we should be less concerned about how Wall Street works and a little bit more concerned about the people on the lowest rungs of the society.
And none of them are particularly comforting. Musk made it clear that once AI starts making its own decisions, we might not be able to predict or prevent the consequences. At this point, Carlson seemed almost shaken.
But we already have AI making decisions. We already have computers making decisions without AI technology. As with any new technology, there are problems. Like as I pointed out earlier, I think the resume checking technology is filtering too many potentially qualified candidates out. That's why you have to apply for hundreds of jobs now just to hear back from one.
It was clear that Musk's words had struck a chord. He even asked Musk if there was any way to stop this train before it goes off the rails. Musk's answer? Not exactly reassuring. He explained that AI development is like a Pandora's box. Once it's open, there's no going back. He said we can try to regulate it.
Yes, there is a way. Start training the computer scientist of tomorrow in ethics so they know what their creations might do and can think about it.
But even that might not be enough. Musk suggested that we need a global approach to AI regulation, something that would require unprecedented cooperation between nations. But he didn't seem too hopeful. In his view, the technology is advancing so quickly that it might already be too late to put meaningful safeguards in place. You could almost hear a pin drop as Musk talked about the idea of a super-intelligent AI. This isn't just a smart machine. It's an AI that's so intelligent it makes human brains look like calculators. Musk explained that if we ever create an AI like that, it could decide that humans are no longer necessary. It might sound dramatic, but Musk has always been a bit of a doomsayer when it comes to AI. He said that once AI reaches that level, it could start making decisions that serve its own interests, not ours. And if those
Oh my gosh, someone might make decisions that don't align with Elon Musk's idea of what they should be? Heaven forbid that should happen.
interests conflict with ours, well, we're in trouble. Carlson seemed genuinely rattled by this. He asked Musk what he thought the odds were of this happening, and Musk's answer was blunt. It's not a matter of if, but when. He said that AI's development is inevitable, and that it's only a matter of time before we create something we can't control. That's the scary part.
I think this AI script totally ignored one of the biggest problems with the AI technologies we're using right now, and that is model collapse. I probably should have gone something with the dead internet theory. I was also thinking of looking at something Adam Conover did, but Adam Conover usually is on the right track, and I think he might have just misunderstood what people were saying with this thing.
It's not just that AI could be dangerous, it's that we might not even see the danger until it's too late. Musk said that we're walking a tightrope, and one wrong step could lead to disaster. And it wasn't just global conflicts and misinformation that Musk was worried about. He talked about how AI could disrupt our everyday lives in
I don't believe Musk ever worries about misinformation. Certainly, his Twitter account doesn't show that he worries about misinformation.
ways we haven't even thought of. Imagine a world where AI is in charge of hiring and firing people, where it decides who gets a loan or even who gets medical.
We already have hiring and firing decisions made by algorithms. It's one of the reasons why Amazon is not a good place to work for in general. People fear the results of the algorithm because the algorithm determines whether people are productive enough or not.
Treatment. Musk explained that AI systems, if not properly managed, could start to make decisions based on biases they pick up from their training data. This could lead to a society where decisions are made by algorithms, not humans, and where fairness and justice are replaced by cold, hard calculations. By this point, Carlson was all ears. He asked Musk what ordinary people could do to prepare for this future, and Musk's answer was both simple and sobering. He said that we need to stay informed and demand transparency from the companies developing these AI systems.
And the last thing Musk wants is transparency from any of his companies.
But he also admitted that there's only so much we can do as individuals. This is a global issue, and it's going to take global solutions. Musk said that one of the best things we can do is to support regulations that prioritize human safety over technological advancement. As they wrapped up the conversation, Musk left Carlson with one final thought: we need to be ready for a future where AI is an unavoidable part of our lives. But instead of letting it control us, we need to find ways to coexist with it. He didn't offer any easy answers, but then again, that's not Musk's style. He's not here to reassure us. He's here to make us think. And judging by Carlson's reaction, he definitely
Here to make us think what?
succeeded.
The impression I have gotten from Musk over the last few years is that he wants us desperately to believe that he's still a genius. The problem is, no one thinks he's a genius anymore.
Part 3.
And somehow he thinks continually posting stupid memes on Twitter, coming up with horribly designed vehicles, and blowing up rockets is going to cause us to think he's a genius again. Certainly, his idea of renaming Twitter was one of his dumbest ideas ever.
The aftermath. What Musk's AI warnings mean for the future. So after Elon Musk laid out all these chilling possibilities about AI, you can imagine the impact it had not just on Tucker Carlson, but on everyone watching. This wasn't just another tech talk. It felt like a call to action, a wake-up call about the future.
No, it felt like someone just wanted to do a summary and make a 30-minute long video out of it, and my eyes are glazing over because this is not what I thought it was going to be.
We're hurtling towards. Musk has this way of making complex ideas feel urgent, almost personal. By the time he wraps...
No, he does not. And I'm not going to pick on Musk too much for this, because this is just something autistic people aren't good at.
Up, he wasn't just giving Carlson something to think about, he was giving the whole world something to worry about. But here's the thing, Musk didn't leave it there. He's not the type to simply paint a scary picture without talking about what we can do about it. He also shared his vision for how we might navigate this AI landscape without losing ourselves in the process. Now, Musk is no stranger to controversy, and he's often seen...
Really? He's no stranger to controversy? I haven't noticed any of his actions in the past 2 years.
...as this maverick who's willing to challenge the status quo. But in this conversation, he wasn't just playing the part of the rebel. He genuinely seemed concerned, like he was carrying the weight of this knowledge and wanted to share it, even if it was uncomfortable. He started talking about what he thinks needs to happen next, and it's pretty clear he believes we're at a crossroads. We can either take action now, or we risk being swept away by AI's rapid progress. One of the things Musk emphasized was the importance of global cooperation. He didn't sugarcoat it. He said that the risks AI poses are too big for any one country to handle alone. This is a global issue, and it's going to take global solutions. He explained that just like nuclear weapons, AI is too powerful and too dangerous to be left unchecked. And while countries around the world have treaties and agreements to manage nuclear weapons, we're nowhere near that level of agreement when it comes to AI. Musk suggested that we need an international body dedicated to overseeing AI.
Yes, and we also need YouTube to help people to stop uploading this AI crap.
AI development, something like the United Nations, but specifically for technology.
Because it's going to, one, make the model collapse problem worse, and two, I have had to block so many accounts I thought were AI.
But he wasn't just talking about government action. Musk also believes that tech companies themselves have a responsibility to prioritize safety and transparency.
Speaking of accounts I'm going to block because I think they're AI, I'm going to block the account for this video later.
He mentioned how, right now, a lot of AI development is happening behind closed doors. Companies are racing to build the most advanced AI, but they're not always willing to share what they're doing or how they're doing it.
Well, I think there's another point they're missing. AI has become the new blockchain. People are putting AI in everything, even if people don't particularly want it. For example, I really don't like AI in my Google search. Why would I want something that gives me worse information than Google itself does? It's bad enough that Google itself has made its search engine far worse, or hasn't considered the implication of some of the algorithms it uses, such as how the SEO market keeps places like Amazon at the front and doesn't allow competition or hurts local businesses.
Doing it. Musk argued that this secrecy is part of the problem. If companies were more transparent about their AI projects, it would be easier to spot potential issues.
Musk, the last thing you want is people to be able to, I don't know, maybe tweak the algorithm that Twitter uses for content selection. Apparently someone did leak what was supposedly the Twitter content selection algorithm on Twitter on GitHub, but there's no way to make changes to it. When I advocate for open sourcing these algorithms, I don't mean just release these algorithms. I mean let people who know what they're doing make changes to them to make sure it's fair for everyone and there's no political bias, or at least as little political bias as possible.
Issues before they spiral out of control. He called for a sort of open source approach to AI where companies share their research and findings with the world, not just for the sake of progress, but for the sake of safety. Carlson seemed to resonate with this idea. He's always been a bit skeptical of big corporations, and Musk's points about transparency seemed to align with that skepticism. Musk wasn't pulling any punches either.
I would like to point out that Tucker Carlson is the heir to, actually, I think, a fortune of a company that recently closed.
Said that without transparency, we're essentially playing Russian roulette with our future. And when it comes to something as powerful as AI, that's a game we really don't want to be playing. He explained that by making AI development more open, we'd have more minds working on the problem, more people watching for potential pitfalls, and ultimately, a better chance of keeping things under control. Of course, Musk isn't naive. He knows that getting tech companies to cooperate
Musk isn't naive? I beg to differ.
won't be easy. There's too much money at stake, too much competition. But he also pointed out that the stakes are too high not to try. He likened it to the early days of the internet, when companies had to figure out how to build something new and incredibly powerful without really...
Those weren't the early days of the internet. Who made this stupid script? The early days of the internet were mainframes at universities being connected to each other. Then the early days of the web, we were all like making GeoCity sites and Angel Fire, and buying books like finding it on the internet.
Knowing what they were creating. The difference, though, is that AI has the potential to be far more disruptive than the internet ever was. Musk made it clear that if we're not careful, AI could end up being the last invention we ever make. Musk also touched on the role of individuals in this whole process. Now, you might think, what can I do about something as huge as AI? But Musk argued that we all have a role to play. He talked about the importance of staying informed and getting involved in the conversation. He encouraged people to learn about AI, to ask questions, and to hold companies and governments accountable. In his view, the more people...
I don't believe Musk is encouraging accountability for billionaires, especially not for Musk. The last thing he seems to want, judging by his Twitter behavior, is accountability for his own actions.
Understand AI, the more likely we are to steer it in the right direction. He even suggested that individuals could help by supporting politicians who take AI risks seriously and push for regulation. It's interesting because, in a lot of ways, Musk seemed to be calling for a kind of grassroots movement around AI. He wasn't just speaking to the experts or the policymakers. He was speaking to everyone. He made it clear that AI isn't just a tech issue, it's a human issue. It's something that could affect every aspect of our lives, from the jobs we do to the way we interact with each other. And in Musk's mind, that means everyone has a stake in how this technology is developed and used. By this point, you could tell Carlson was on board. He was asking questions.
Yes, because if it isn't developed the right way, Musk will not be able to fire all of his human workers and make more money. I don't know why the CEOs that are trying to push this don't get that if they don't have any human workers earning money, they don't have a consumer society.
Questions, nodding along and really engaging with Musk's ideas. It's rare to see Carlson this invested in a topic, but Musk has that effect on people. He has a way of making even the most complex topics feel immediate and relevant, and honestly, it's hard not to get caught up in his vision.
Or making me just instantly despise whatever he's talking about. One of those things is true.
He's not just talking about AI as a tool or a threat. He's talking about it as a turning point for humanity. One of the most powerful moments came when Musk started talking about...
Listen, it is a useful technology. It has a lot of ethical complications, but I don't think it's going to be a turning point. At least not yet. I don't even think we're as close to the singularity as the person who proposed the idea thinks we are. And I also think the person who proposed that idea doesn't think we're that close either. I think he's just trying to get people to think. And I wish I could remember that person's name.
About AI's potential to transform our society in ways we can't even imagine. He explained that AI could change everything from healthcare to education to entertainment. Imagine a world where AI can diagnose diseases before they even show symptoms, where it can tailor education to each individual's needs, or where it can...
I think we've already said we don't want AI to change entertainment.
Create movies.
In fact, I think we've said we actually like watching things with humans in it. We like human-voiced cartoons. And I do know there's a problem in the gaming industry where a lot of people in the guild are demanding to have contracts where the companies do not use their voices being run through AI software.
Music and art that are perfectly suited to our tastes. It sounds amazing, right? But Musk was quick to point out that all of these advancements come with a price. He warned that as AI becomes more integrated into our lives, we could lose something fundamental about what it means to be human. He talked about the importance of maintaining our autonomy, our ability to make choices and control our own destinies. Musk argued that if we're not careful...
And I always base my decisions based on what the Shadowrun and Cyberpunk role-playing manuals say. This is seriously where he's got this idea.
AI could end up dictating our choices for us, subtly nudging us in directions we might not even notice. It's a chilling thought, and it seemed to resonate with Carlson. He's a big believer in personal freedom, and Musk's words seemed to strike a nerve. So where...
I'm sorry, by big believer in personal freedom, do you mean idiot?
Where does that leave us? Musk didn't have all the answers, but he did have a few ideas about what we can do to make sure AI develops in a way that benefits us, not controls us. He talked about the need for human-centered AI, technology that's designed with human values in mind. He explained that we need to build AI that respects our privacy.
All right, well, I'm just going to take some time out as we approach the end of this video, thank goodness, to remind everyone to like, comment, and subscribe. If you do subscribe, ring that notification bell. We are at 246 subscribers. That means we're 10 away from 256. And when I hit 256 subscribers, we will do a special Ask Me Anything or Ask Me Almost Anything live stream, where I promise to Titan that I will say his full name, Titan Uranus.
That enhances our lives without invading them. It's a delicate balance, and Musk admitted that it won't be easy. But he was hopeful. He believes that with the right approach, we can build AI that works for us, not against us. Musk wrapped up the conversation by emphasizing the need for caution and humility. He pointed out that we're dealing with forces we barely understand, and it would be arrogant to assume we have all the answers. He called for a pause and reflect approach to AI development, a chance to take a step back and think about where we're headed before we plunge forward. It was a powerful message, and it seemed to resonate with Carlson. By the end of the interview, Carlson wasn't just a skeptic. He was a believer. Musk had managed to transform a casual conversation about AI into a compelling call to action. In a way, Musk's message...
Oh, for heaven's sakes. I am impressed that one problem AI has seemed to have solved more than anything else is how to make Musk's ego even larger. It's a shame he'll never see this video.
Message was simple: AI is coming, whether we're ready or not. But instead of fearing it or ignoring it, we need to engage with it. We need to ask questions, demand transparency, and work together to shape this technology in a way that aligns with our values. It's not going to be easy, and it's not going to happen overnight. But if there's one thing Musk made clear, it's...
Actually, what we need is start demanding that AI do things we actually want it to, like wash our dishes, do our laundry, clean our house. I understand we need the large language models and other things to get there, though.
that we can't afford to sit on the sidelines. AI is too important, too powerful, and too unpredictable to leave in the hands of a few tech giants or governments. It's something we all need to be a part of, something we all need to care about.
And to be honest, people being a part of it is the last thing Musk wants. The things that power AI are complicated. The average person can't understand them. However, what they've been pushing at here isn't wrong. If people understand the issues, the sociological issues that AI can cause, which this video has not even really touched on, they might know what they should be concerned about. And honestly, killer robots is the last of my concerns when it comes to artificial intelligence.
By the time Musk finished, you could tell he'd left an impression not just on Carlson, but on anyone watching. He's not just a billionaire or a tech guru. He's someone who genuinely cares about the future and wants to make sure we're all prepared for it.
No, he isn't. I think he's demonstrated that through his actions the last few years alone. The good news is that video is over. I really should have, I don't know, maybe delved to the bottom of the barrel again and gone for a young pharaoh, Barnabas Nagy, or why am I still sharing? Stop screen. There we go. We're going to go to my history now. Go back to that channel called Elon Musk Rewind, and we're going to... Oh, wait. I need to actually tell YouTube not to recommend it when it shows up on my feed. Well, I'm sure it's going to show up on my feed, and I guess we are going to do that. For those of you looking for something more entertaining to watch, there is now the Has Been Hotel sing-along on loop again, which is showing up on my other screen. And I do have a programming note. On October 17th, not October 17th, that's 3 days away. Geez, I can't do math today. 6 days away. I meant November 17th. I will be on Bad Science Sunday, commenting on a video I thought about doing tonight just to get my own personal take, but I thought it would be better to leave it for that. And quite frankly, the AI is the Antichrist genre of video is more than a little annoying to me at this point. There are so many better conspiracy theories about AI these people could be focusing on. All right, that's it for this video, everyone. I'm sorry it just got repetitive. I honestly didn't know it was an AI video until like a fifth of the way into it, because sometimes it's hard to tell as long as the voice is convincing. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to ring that notification bell, and go out and write some code.